You gave up a TV job to start a podcast in your basement. If that doesn't scream midlife crisis, I don't know what does.
It was Championship Sunday here in Indianapolis. What's the mindset then coming in as a defending champion?
I want to win. No, I want to win.
The young lady over my shoulder, Caitlin Clark.
Not the best looking guy. And I don't think anyone's going to sit here and say, Matt Randazzo was really good looking.
What has this last month, 2 months, 3 months been like for you? It's an important fan base for the Fighting Illini, is it not?
It is.
He turned 69 years young last week. He looked good, Coach.
Oh, try it. Thank you.
Welcome to Off the Air with Matt Randazzo here on a Wednesday in the Quad Cities, and welcome to the Stonehouse out here at the John Deere Classic. Of course, John Deere Classic week is officially underway, and we are very excited to take the show on the road. We'll be out here at the Stonehouse for the next 3 days, off the air every single day, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, from out here just off the second green. Of course, this is the John Deere Classic headquarters, and actually, I'm lucky enough to be sitting in Andrew Lehman's office. So the tournament director, nice enough to, he's busy this week. He's all over the place. He's out and about. So he's given me the reins of this really nice office. So we have a lot of fun to get to. Of course, it is Wednesday, July 2nd. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I dropped my piece of paper here, so I'm going to pick it up real fast. Of course, a staff of thousands out here on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. But if you're watching live on YouTube, we appreciate that. We thank you for that. If you have subscribed, thank you. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please do so ASAP. We'll have a lot of great coverage, a lot of great content from the golf course throughout the week right here. So make sure you subscribe as well. We're also live on X. X has been very good to us. Continues to be very good to us. So if you're watching us on X, we appreciate that. And of course, you can check us out on all the podcasting platforms as well. Spotify, Apple, Podbean, you name it. iHeart, we're out there. So check out the shows. We did a really fun preview show on Monday with Craig DeVrieze, Tom Johnston, and Todd Hajduk, the general manager out here at Deere Run. So go check that one out as well. Talk a lot about the golf itself, the players, got some predictions, some sleepers, all that kind of stuff as well. So yesterday's show, we had Claire Peterson on. Loved having Claire Peterson, former tournament director, I should say, out here at the John Deere Classic. So loved seeing him. I loved catching up with him. So check out yesterday's show as well. Claire is golfing right now. He is in the Pro-Am. He was kind of surprised by Andrew Lehman. They had some openings. So Claire Peterson and his son are golfing in the Pro-Am right now as we speak. So, of course, we wish Claire the best of luck moving forward as he gets ready to kill it out there today at the John Deere Classic. Coming up on today's show, a lot to get to. Alex Stuedemann, he's the longtime grounds manager out here. Had this place doing great. Actually, he's right here. We're going to have him stay right there in a second, but he's going to be here in just a little bit, just a matter of moments, hop in and chat with me. Also, Mitch VanZuiden, who's worked out here at the John Deere Classic for 22 years, will stop by to talk about his experiences out there, and we'll look ahead to the field as well. Also, Craig DeVrieze will be on as well. He's up in the media center. He'll get us caught up on all the news and notes throughout the week right here on OTA. All of that and much more. Andrew Lehman's supposed to stop by. He's really busy, so who knows if he'll be here, but eventually throughout the week, we will catch up with Andrew as well. So, of course, yesterday we did talk to some of the best golfers in the world in the media center. And one of the biggest names, maybe not the highest ranked guy, but one of the biggest names here in the field is Ricky Fowler. So we caught up with Ricky and asked him plenty of questions about his return here to the John Deere Classic for the first time since 2010. We'll play you a little bit of what Ricky had to say yesterday.
It was great to be back. I was able to go play in Zach Johnson's Pro-Am yesterday and, see some faces I haven't seen in a while. And, excited to be back at this tournament. One that I definitely liked when I played it, and I wish I would have played a little bit better. But I feel like it's a tough part of the schedule, and it was always tough to kind of fit it in and make it work, especially leading into British, and hopefully that's okay. I was just excited that it was able to work out this year. Decided to take next week off with Scottish and play more here in the States. Looking forward to taking the family, over to the Big Dig tonight. This is a great family event, so been a little different spot in my career and being able to do that stuff now.
You have 5 top 25 finishes this season. Can you just talk about the state of your game heading into this week?
I wish it was some better finishes than that, but it's at least been heading the right direction. I feel like trending at the right time, taking last week away, but outside of that, I feel like been seeing a lot of positives and like I said, heading the right direction with the time of year we're in, and just got to keep it simple, go out and have fun and play golf.
You said you liked the course, you liked the tournament 15 years ago. So now that you're back, you've had a couple of days. Can you think back to what you specifically liked about this tournament and this course, and how do you feel like it sets up well for your game here this week?
It's definitely a golf course. Play well. There's a lot of offense. You can make a lot of birdies around this place. I haven't been out on the course yet this week. I'm going to go play the front nine this afternoon, hopefully get reacquainted, and be in back nine tomorrow in the Pro-Am. So I've always kept up with the event, depending on somebody's playing, or Jordan, Zach, Stricker back in the day, the guys that were, in contention. And so remember the course a little bit, but it's a little different, watching, whether it's on the app or on TV versus actually playing. It's a great golf course. I'm looking forward to getting out there today and tomorrow and teeing it up on Thursday.
Ricky, obviously, since you've been on tour, it seems like you've always been a fan favorite. This is a tournament that really embraces, the big names, Jordan, Spieth, the Zach Johnsons, the Strickers. I fully expect kind of this week that you're going to have a lot of that support. Whether it's here or just in general, having the fans support you the way they do, what does that mean to you? How does that drive you week in, week out?
It's been amazing to have the support that I've had over the years, and especially the younger generation. And I would say for a while it was there were a lot of just kids, and now being 16 years on tour, I have kids that have grown up. They're a little older now than they started following me back in the day. So it's definitely been great. I know this tournament's always had an amazing turnout. It's really cool to see. Looking back at a couple weeks ago, like at Travelers, it's not like you're in big city, big town areas, but some of the smaller town areas get bigger and better kind of local turnouts. It's kind of the thing that's going on versus being around a big city. There's plenty of options of other things to do. So that's what's been, I think, special about this event at the Deere is it's the fan support and kind of the energy and the atmosphere you get out there is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Ricky Fowler will have plenty of people watching him this week at the John Deere Classic, of course, in the Pro-Am today. And then, of course, things start for real tomorrow. And what is a gorgeous day and a gorgeous course out here at TPC Deere Run. And I got out here, and one of the first people I saw yesterday when I was dragging all my equipment in was this young man right here, Alex Stuedemann. And someone I've known forever, and I wrote him down because I don't want to. Your titles are so fancy. Right now, you're the director of international and TPC agronomy.
Correct.
And you used to be the director of golf course maintenance here at the John Deere Classic.
Absolutely.
So, how many years has it been since your new promotion? A couple years, 2, 3?
Yeah, I left Deere Run in September of 2022.
So, but here's the beauty part: you're still a Quad Cityan.
Moline.
I love that. I love that. So you travel a lot. I guess we'll start with that because we'll talk about the course and how it's grown up here. But explain to people what you do, because you went from taking care of this course to overseeing a bunch of courses. Kind of talk about it.
Correct. So I'll go around and we help prepare our golf courses for tournaments. Getting that fair competitive arena to play our events in. But I'm also, as it relates to the TPCs, I'm working with our superintendents on improving the product, hiring, getting more staff in there, working on their facilities, working on their development, their professional development, their growth with our company. I'm a product, 26-year product of the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
I had mentors that helped me. We are there to help mentor and support them. And that's probably been one of the more enjoyable pieces of the job.
So you get back here to the Quad Cities. You're here in the Quad Cities. How often are you around Deere Run? Do you swing out, or is it just John Deere Classic week?
Oh no, I'll stop in and see Jonathan and his team at their request, and sometimes I'll just call them up because I want to try something that I've seen somewhere else.
Yeah.
So it can probably be a little unnerving for Jonathan because I'll see a cool idea in Mexico or out on the West Coast. Hey, can I stop in and try this out? And they'll humor me, which I appreciate because I can get a little overly creative sometimes.
Yeah.
And but it stirs conversation, and it's great to have that because sometimes, you're traveling 180 days a year.
Yeah.
It can be a little bit of a solo ride. So when you can come in and talk a little shop with somebody,
Yeah.
It's great.
Where did all this develop? Did you grow up just loving being outside and those kind of? When did you realize that this was the kind of thing and the kind of stuff that you love doing?
It's funny, Matt. I never realized it growing up, but my dad started paying me $5 to mow the lawn when I was 9 years old.
My dad never paid me.
Yeah,
Nice dad.
I was earning some cash. I had a lifestyle to keep
Go.
going.
You had to keep the girlfriends happy.
Exactly. Those fifth graders, man. You gotta bring game.
I love it.
So. But I never realized, but I wanted my lines to be straight, and I wanted to string trim. Everything had to be perfect.
Yeah.
But it never connected until I went away to college, and I'm like, I can't sit in an office or a lab or this. And I was still working on the golf course from a high school job. I'm like, I really like doing this. It's perfect. I can see the results of my work, and that's what it turned into.
You mentioned seeing the results of your work, and that's something that I enjoyed doing TV and even doing this now. Is you can watch a product and say you created that. Is that something that you find satisfaction in? Is seeing a final product, seeing something from nothing and resulting into what you want?
Absolutely, and it's also seeing it grow. I've had the opportunity, obviously, in two different stints to be here at Deere Run. And comparing it when I first arrived here in March of 2002 and to what it is now, it's just gotten better and better every year. And you see the things that you love and you see the things that you know that can be better. And to be able to dedicate as much of my career to this place as well as the other things that I've done and seeing those mature, there's a sense of satisfaction that you will never forget.
Yeah. Okay, so I look at this as maybe one of your kids. Because you've watched it grow and mature. Are you proud of the kid that it's become, the adult that this course has become?
Absolutely. I actually made the quote to somebody a couple days ago. I said, this was my baby. It's Jonathan's baby now, but I always love to now I'm the fun uncle.
You're the fun grandpa. I don't make you too old, but you're the you can spoil it for a weekend and then you can give it back.
Exactly. When that putt goes in next Sunday afternoon, I got to start thinking about the next tournament I work 10 days later.
Yeah. So you watched it grow. So you were here from 2002 to 2007 and then back 14 to a few years ago, but you're still around now. What is it about this place? If I asked you, what's changed the most about TPC Deere Run from 2002 to now? What is it?
Well, I think what you've seen is, as much as anything, is this community has always is embraced this event, but now what you see is the PGA Tour in so many different corners recognizing the value of this event. You have very rare instances that you have a title sponsor, their product, and their community all wrapped into one event, and they continue to exceed expectations every year. They're a model for how it should be done. And for me to see that going back to 2002 when you had kind of a lot of the guys that are playing PGA Tour champions now, and this golf course in its infancy developing its identity, And now you hear people talking about the John Deere Classic.
Yeah.
About wanting to play TPC Deere Run. About, oh, is that the place where they got the big driver and the putter? And, you know, it's second to none. It's memorable.
Yeah. So take me to, a good example we just heard from Ricky Fowler. Hasn't been here since 2010. What's this course like now compared to 2010? I'll even back it up a little bit further to 2002 when Bright-Eyed Alex got here at Deere Run.
Well, I think what you've seen is a change in the strategy of golf courses. But you're also, back then in 2002, you're coming out of a very, very prosperous time for golf. Golf courses were being built everywhere, and agronomy and maintenance was huge. We had big staffs and huge budgets, and every little thing was being considered. If there was the ability to do it, it would get funded. Now golf, you have guys hitting the ball further. The athleticism of the sport has gone through the roof. But you also have had some financial things happen in the world. You've had 9/11, which was just preceding 2002. You've had the financial crashes.
Yeah.
You know, and so
Pandemic.
Yeah, the pandemic, we've had to get smarter in our businesses, and while still delivering a top shelf product.
Yeah.
And so you've seen Deere Run. We did a big bunker renovation. You know, right before I left, we cut out 45,000 square feet of bunker space.
Wow.
But these guys are still being challenged. Our membership here, our public fee folks are still being challenged to play this golf course.
Yeah.
And it's still a beautiful track, but it looks different.
Yeah.
You know, so it's some of those more subtle changes, and then, you know, with trees and with rough, you know, fairway lines and where a tee is located, those little subtle nuances that just add a different flair. And then look at Ricky. I mean, he was just like me, the young, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed kid in 2010.
Yeah.
And I'm sure his game has evolved to where he's hitting different clubs, or he probably came up to the fourth tee, you know, 15 years ago and said, well, I got to watch out for that tree. And now he's like, oh, that tree just looks pretty. I'm going to bomb it right over it.
Yeah.
You know, kind of thing. So it's nice to see those. The identity is still there, but maybe the haircut's a little different, or, you know, they're sporting an earring or a new shirt kind of thing.
What did it look like this year when you got here? Like, and what I mean by that is, it's not like you're like, oh my gosh, things have changed, but like, how is it playing? How does it look? What can players expect from this course this week?
You know, the weather has been very cooperative. Yes, it's been hot. It's been a little tough to work out in for the team here, but it means it's dry. It's a little firmer. Ball's going to roll out a little bit more, and we have control of the moisture, so we can take it to that proverbial edge of where we'd be more concerned about the health of the golf course. And the staff here is doing a remarkable job of doing that day in and day out to give that consistent play. If we can get through a little bit of weather on the weekend, that'll be one of the few years where we haven't had that precipitation discussion.
It was funny because you mentioned that, and it's funny. Anytime it was a rain delay, I can go back to every major rain delay here at the John Deere Classic, and I always would track you down. And I always would say, we would talk every Monday. I said, hey, I want to talk to you about the course and all that kind of stuff. And then I joke, like, I don't want to see you again until like after the
I
thing
remember
gets done.
that often.
Yeah, because if we talked, it was like, so I really haven't looked at it a lot this week. It's maybe the old news guy in me just not deal, like, I just haven't. And I knew I was going to be inside, so I really didn't. What is it looking like? And obviously, that's the one thing I always tell my kids and stuff and in life, like, control the controllables.
Correct.
And you guys can only control so much.
Correct.
That's the one thing that just drives you crazy, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have to almost by the hour evaluate how we're going to react to the weather, whether that be the winds picking up, a chance of a pop-up thunderstorm, you name it. It can turn us sideways if we're not prepared. And we're looking at it right now going, okay, how long do we have to carry the golf course with hoses in hand before Mother Nature is going to step in and potentially take over? We want to be drier leading into that so that if we do get rain, say, I think right now maybe Saturday night into Sunday morning, the golfer that plays Sunday morning will not think that there's been anything differently done to the golf course. It's a little bit of Russian roulette, though.
Yeah.
You don't know which trigger you're going to get.
Yeah.
But we we play the cards. We've got history on our side. We know how this golf course reacts to what we do to it, and we make our best approach.
You mentioned you travel all around half the year. You go all about stuff like that. What courses do you like? Do you go back to like, this is my baby? I think you probably do, but like, what other courses like pique your interest, like that you've enjoyed getting to know more and see more of?
Well, I think one of the courses. I mean, I'll first preface this, Matt, by saying that Deere Run is always the baby.
Yeah.
But it's, regardless of if I had worked here all these years, it's a beautiful piece of land with good challenging golf holes, some good easy golf holes, and again, the community. So there's that full package. But I worked a tournament on Abaco Island in the Bahamas in January. Tough place to be in when it's cold in Illinois. But
bragger.
Yeah.
Nobody likes a bragger.
That's Darren Clark, the professional golfer, is a member there. And it's 40 minutes from the little landing strip airport.
Yeah.
And that's all you do there. You're on this golf course. It winds a little bit through the jungle on part of the golf course. The other part is up on a bluff that overlooks the Atlantic Ocean. And it's very serene. And you feel like you are out in the middle of nowhere, kind of like you do here.
Yeah.
At Deere Run. So that's really cool. And then you just got the different grasses and then the different wildlife. I mean, you walk out of your cabana in the morning, there's a big old lizard just sitting on the porch. And it's like,
you walk out of here, there's big old deer sitting on
you got the big old deer, the turkeys walking by.
Yeah.
So you get kind of that same feel, but just in a different climate and different atmosphere. So it's really neat to have that stuff. And then you get the other places like Palm Springs. I mean, that place never stops. There's golf every half a block. It's like Walgreens.
Yeah.
Instead of Walgreens in Palm Springs, it's golf courses.
Is that fun or is it different? I mean,
you have to adapt not only when you go into these towns for different golf courses and different climates, but just different towns, the different way to go about getting dinner or doing your laundry after a week on the road. It's like...
But he always comes back here to the Quad Cities. I know you're busy. I don't want to keep you too much longer. I want to ask you a couple more. When you're... people ask me, I'll say, who do you think is going to win, or a score? Like, what's the final score going to be? And everyone's like, well, what's the weather going to be like? Is that a thing? Like, can you look at this course right now and say there's going to be good scores this week or there's not?
Yes. In a general sense, I can say that. And I just use the recent point of reference at Oakmont. Once it started raining at Oakmont, the entire vibe of how the guys were playing, it was a hard golf course, but it seemed to get even harder once it rained.
Yeah.
I don't know, is that a physical thing? Is it a mental thing? Is it have to do with the grass? I can't put a finger on that one, but I do know if it's hot and dry, the ball carries further. The balls will roll out more on putting surfaces because you don't have that moisture sitting on up top. So it will definitely play different. Do I think it could be a little bit harder? Absolutely. Because there's features of these golf courses of this golf course especially, where a ball will bounce and fly off into this jungle of rough.
Yeah.
Now we've got ourselves a whole different ball game.
Yeah, we do. Okay, last one for you. You live and work and you breathe golf and golf courses. Do you golf? I don't think I've ever asked you this. Do you golf?
Not very well, but I do.
Do you a lot?
No. 4 or 5 times a year for me, being on the golf course was being outside.
Yeah.
And I was very competitive when I played, and then when I got into the golf business, I just enjoyed being outside.
Okay, so were you good?
I was a bogey golfer.
Okay.
I played on the golf team, but I wasn't the one the coach was picking to start by any means.
Have you met a golfer that you've just connected with? Like everyone talks about, like, and I don't know how much you even get to deal with or see or all that kind of stuff, but like I have my favorites, and they be favorites that you wouldn't think that would be your favorites. Have you met golfers and like, I connect with that guy, I like that guy?
I like a lot of the golfers, but I'll be honest with you, the best guy that I've met and I have lots of conversations with is Bernhard Longer's caddy, Terry.
Okay.
I see, I work 5 Champions Tour events, and Terry tracks me down and is always thankful for the efforts of agronomy.
Yeah.
And so I love him to death.
That's outstanding. I'm gonna grab my old little... All right. Well, I know you do have like a million things to do, and I appreciate you stopping and doing this. It was great because I pulled up yesterday and the first person I saw, I'm like, it's like old times. I'm like, well, he's not gone. So I appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by.
I always appreciate it,
I'll say it
Matt.
again. I don't want to talk to you again for the rest of the week.
Correct. If we're talking again It must be really bad because I'd be putting Jonathan in front of you.
I got to ask you, like, you look around. I was telling Craig earlier, you take whatever you want. Like, it's a nice office, isn't it?
It is.
Got Caitlin Clark ball over there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if it goes missing, I didn't see anything.
I know nothing. I know nothing.
All right. He's Alex Stuedemann. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you.
Appreciate it, Matt.
All right. We got a lot more to get to. We'll hit a quick break, and we'll be back right here on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. All right. Be honest. Are you craving Hungry Hobo again? You know, that fresh sliced meat piled high on those amazing sandwiches, hot off the grill chicken and steak, with all those delicious toppings, the biggest and best selection of baked potatoes, or simply some waffle fries dipped in cheese. Well, now that Quad City favorite is even easier to get. Download the Hungry Hobo app today. Order ahead, skip the line, and earn rewards all at the same time. There's Double Points Monday and exclusive specials as well. With 12 locations in the Quad City area, it's Hungry Hobo. Now even easier to find, but still hard to resist.
Rafferty Funeral Home, dedicated to serving families in the Quad Cities since 2007.
Hi, welcome. Here, come on in.
An experienced staff plans each service to reflect the unique life and legacy of your loved one. Rafferty Funeral Home is proud to serve our community with dignity, respect, and compassion, helping you to celebrate your traditions and lasting memories no matter your faith, culture, or budget. Rafferty Funeral Home in Moline. Call today to discuss prearrangements.
When it comes to quality, convenient pizza, Godfather's Pizza in Silvis has you covered. Featuring a beautiful dine-in area, delivery, and a carry-out window. Godfather's Pizza is that pizza you grew up with, not a convenience store. You see, at Godfather's Pizza, the dough is made fresh daily. That mozzarella cheese is shredded fresh and never frozen. And those toppings are abundantly piled high each and every time. Locally owned and operated since 2010, Godfather's is a huge supporter of local athletes right here in the Quad Cities. So come on by and check them out at 1211 Avenue of the Cities in Silvis. Order online at godfathers.com and reunite with that same delicious pizza you grew up with. Are you looking to take your next party, tailgate, or golf outing to the next level? You need Mobile Party Experience. MPX features 3 top-of-the-line party trailers equipped with all the amenities you need to party like a rock star. Smart TVs, Yeti coolers, JBL sound systems, grills, bathrooms, and much more. Mobile Party Experience is an experience like no other. Check out my-mpx.com or call 563-514-1470 and book your Mobile Party Experience today.
Yo, Quad Cities, let me tell you, if you're looking for something fun to do, I've got it. Saturday night, July 12th, the Steam Wheelers are throwing down against Green Bay for John Deere night. And it's about to be straight up legendary. The team's rocking custom John Deere jerseys. John Deere employees get in free, and there's even a free halftime concert by Lois Hills.
Let's get away, change your names, go state.
Grab your tickets now at steamwheelersfootball.com/tickets before they're gone.
Welcome back to Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. Here on a Wednesday in the Quad Cities, we are live and on location out at the John Deere Classic. We'll be here Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday this week. We are at the Stonehouse, the John Deere Classic headquarters, right off the second green, out at TPC Deere Run, of course. And we've kind of invaded Andrew Lehman's office. Andrew, extremely busy these days, working hard. It's that 1 week of the year that he actually does some work, so we'll give him a little bit of slack. But we'll catch up with Andrew throughout the week right here on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. Also, we'll catch up with Michaela Booth tomorrow, talk to her about Birdies for Charity. Decker Plain is also scheduled to be with us this week. Craig DeVrieze will be stopping by today sometime. We'll hear from him. And then, of course, several others along the way. Celia Palermo back here at Deere Run. We'll catch up with her. So a lot of fun things to get through throughout the week right here on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. And, of course, I didn't mention it before we started, but we're also having our Pick'em contest. So head to my social media. Let me know who you think is going to win the John Deere Classic. Also put the final score, minus under 21 under, 22 under, 28 under, 29 under. And you can win a pin flag signed by Davis Thompson, who just got done in the media room, by the way. And also you can win a bobblehead from Davis Thompson as well. So do that ASAP as we continue talking about the John Deere Classic right here on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. So joining me now, a good friend of mine, Mitch VanZuiden. Mitch, how many years have you been out here?
22 years is this year, actually.
And it's funny because I'll have people ask me, like, what does Mitch do? And my answer is usually everything.
I don't know
kind
about
of take
that,
me through obviously what's this week like for you, and then I guess we'll start with what's your actual job responsibilities out here, and then you do everything.
Yeah, my actual job responsibility is making sure the building doesn't fall apart during the week, I guess. But then for this week, it warps into more of like operational stuff with the staff and whatnot. So making sure the carts are okay, the practice facility, things are ready to go basically for the week.
It's funny because I've known you for a long time, and we spend a lot of time out here. It is, you might as well live here for the week.
Yeah.
But and my wife has said it to me for so many years. Like when we first got married, she would always make a treat for like Deere Week, John Deere Classic Week, because she knew like, hey, you guys have been out there for so long. And then she learned like 2 or 3 years in, she's like, I don't feel bad anymore. You like this. It's a busy week. You put a lot of hours, but you love this week, don't you?
Yeah, everyone does. And it's very family oriented, which is huge. So like my son's out here working on the practice facility. My wife's working in the merchandise tent. My daughter helped last year. I think she'll help one day out on the practice facility. And they always say that, right, about this tournament, and that's why a lot of these players come back with their kids. They go to the big dig, they do their kid thing, right? And it's very family oriented. So it's a fun week. It's tiring. Everyone's tired that does it because it is long hours, but it's still fun in the end.
I want to talk to you about golf because one, golf, I know, and there's so many years that we've had our experts on.
Stoddard, you're talking?
Yeah, Stoddard. Well, yeah. And what they would do is just regurgitate what you would tell them.
Yeah, 100% Stoddard did because he didn't know anything about golf. He still can't play to this day. I talked to him. Not as much as I used to, but a little bit. But he still has no golf game.
I love it. So I want to get your thoughts on this year's event in a second. But how many years did you say you've been out here?
22.
So what memories do you have of the John Deere Classic? Like I have my own. And obviously, and there's the big ones. And you can tell me those too. Obviously the three-peats and all those kind of things. But are there other memories that you have out here that are your favorites that aren't just the like headliners?
I really don't know. I like and I used to try 4-balling it, right, playing in the Monday Q and stuff. And then when I had a chance, I'd play with a few of these guys and ended up being on tour eventually, or were on tour. And then I get to see them when they'd play in this tournament, which I thought was actually really cool on my part because they still kind of remembered me a little bit. Yeah. I mean, I'm nothing to their caliber by any means. I found that out real quick when I did it. But that's some of the memories I have. The people I met more than anything throughout my 22 years here is what's more special to me, I guess, than anything. And then they kind of remember you. If you've been here a lot, they just eventually, it's a friendly face when they come back, and it just makes it feel like home away from home.
I won't ask the ones that are jerks because I'm sure there's and being around it too, people have said like what golfers, and that's the thing is just because they're having a bad day, just because they had a bad round, doesn't mean they're jerks or anything like that. So I wanted to ask you that side, but who are the professionals that I don't want to say you've gotten to know, but you've enjoyed your interactions with that are genuinely good people, that are some of the favorite people, maybe not golfers, but people that you've gotten to deal with?
Well, you got Decker Plain, who's a legend in the clubhouse. So no matter where you go, he's going to find you, see you from a distance, give you a hard time, which I love. Some of the players, and I've got to know Zach the last couple years, which is great. Which I saw him yesterday, and he saw me, came up, asked me how I'm doing, and I asked him how I was doing. We went on our way. I mean, I don't try to bother these guys either. They're here to do a job.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I like just talking to them about fishing or hunting or basketball or whatever else. That it keeps their mind off golf, and I think that's fun. Dickie Pride's one of my favorite. I love that guy. He is so funny. Every time he was here, just had a blast with him. I'd take his kid out to the pond on 4 just so he can catch some fish.
Oh, that's awesome.
Stuff like that. And he's like, hey, make sure he doesn't fall in. Got it. I can handle that.
Oh, that's great.
So, yeah, stuff like that is what
absolutely.
makes it memorable.
Is there, when it comes to moments, we kind of talked about some of them, but like, obviously, do you remember where you were at and where are you at, like, during some of these things? Because you're busy, you're running around crazy. Do you get to watch Steve Stricker three-peat? Do you get to see Zach hit one out of the bunker on 18?
I do get to see that. Okay. Because we're just kind of waiting for it to come in, and that's the one.
So the finishes you get to take part in.
That's about it, yeah. So I've seen Stricker's putt, Zach's, bunker shot, Spieth's bunker shot. But most of the time I don't see many shots. In 22 years, I've probably only seen 10 total shots. Maybe.
We talked on our preview show on Monday, and I think Craig or Todd brought up, like, we talked about the electricity that's out here and like the environments. And there's been some, do you have a year that stands out that like, hey, this, like for me, it's always 2015. Like it had, it was, what was it? It was Bill Murray to start, and it was Jordan Spieth to finish.
Sure.
And and you'll go back that far. I talked to Claire yesterday about Michelle Wee when she was here. Like there was a ton of people and media. And so are there some years that stand out when it comes to buzz, excitement, energy for you?
Yeah, I mean, 15 is a big one, right? That field was pretty loaded as well. Justin Thomas, I think, took 5th that year, I believe, too.
Not bad.
I mean, there were some big names in there, but they were just coming out of college at that time or coming off the Corn Ferry, and they ended up being, big names now.
Yeah.
One I do remember, so this goes way back, 2004, I believe, or 5, when Johnny Morgan and Mark Hensby battled it out, and Johnny Morgan made the putt on 18.
He had the backwards hat?
Yeah. And he went crazy.
Was that in the fall or was that the summer?
That was summer. That was still summer.
Because it was around that time that they played one year in the fall.
That was the year prior of me starting, was in the fall, and that's when VJ won.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember one of my favorite stories is VJ Singh was here, and he was a big deal, and I'm young and dumb. I'm still dumb, but now old.
We're both there, man.
Yeah. And myself and Dale Ryman at the time was going to get VJ Singh. And cameras are so much nicer nowadays.
Sure.
And back in the day, like when it got hot, your camera could easily overheat. And you just get an error. Yeah. And so VJ comes around the trailer and everybody's there to greet him, and I get an error. And I couldn't. So at that point you have to open up your camera and like let it like cool down. And so that's kind of what I was doing. I was like letting it cool down and moving things through. And I got it working right when he said, all right, thanks guys. And I'm like, Dan Birch is going to kill me. So I grabbed the camera from Dale and the microphone, and I just ran. And I met him around the by the statue.
Yeah.
And I'm huffing and puffing. I'm like, Mr. Sting, can I? I'm sorry, my camera wasn't working. Is there any chance I could ask you just one question? And he looks at me and he goes, take your time. You can ask me 2, 3, 4 questions. I'm good. And I was like, this is awesome. So
this job's easy.
Yeah. And so I interviewed him. I walked back in the trailer and I said, I got an exclusive one-on-one with Vijay Singh. But those kind of things are like, those years are the little things. I remember the Jason Day. We talked about it yesterday on the show when he ran.
I remember that. I made the plaque for him when he broke the record. Decker came in and said, make a plaque that says, I can't remember the exact how fast he played.
Yeah.
But I had to make the plaque for him.
Okay, who was it that Claire talked about yesterday that had it was Stadero that put up like nothing runs like a day?
Yeah.
That was, I think, Stadero's big thing.
Yes. And that's
it was probably your idea that Stadero stole and now gets credit for it here all these years later.
He's still getting credit for a lot of things, which some is good, some is bad.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Mitch VanZuiden joining us right now and Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. I want to talk golf with you because we mentioned we do have our expert segments, or on the 19th hole we'd have an expert on. And that started with Stadero.
Yeah.
And it was something where we had this half-hour show and we had so much great content when it came to volunteers and the stories out on the course and even highlights. But at the end, you wanted to get a little analysis and break it down. So he started that and he stole all your stuff. So I know you know what you're talking about. We've talked about it a lot this week. The strength of this field is arguably, I think it's a little better than last year and arguably one of the best in the last couple decades. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. And I think they do some type of analysis on PGAtour.com or something. And it actually is a very strong field. I think it is the strongest we've ever had, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know how I didn't read into it too much, but the factors that go into it, and it showed that we are, which is awesome because these guys are starting to show up now, and the stuff I hear from them around the locker room, by the bag room, yesterday I picked up Siwoo Kim from 14. He just wanted to go in, but him and Scary this place is in immaculate shape. It's awesome. So.
Yeah.
That might, word of mouth is bigger than probably anything.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why they're coming a little bit too. I don't.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the schedule and the changes in the scheduling and all that kind of stuff helped a little bit. But so you look at this field, and I look at it as you got some big names, and I don't know if the big names how well they'll do. You hope they do well, Ricky and Max Homa and all that kind of stuff. But I think there's a lot of guys out here that are really good golfers and are ranked high in the world that maybe the average golfer doesn't know a lot about yet.
Sure.
Who are some names? I'll get a pick from you in a second. I'm going to put you on the pick thing. I'm going to put you on the sleeper thing, all those kind of things. But when you look at this field, who are some guys that pop out that they've played well here or they could do well here? I mean, you even look last year, what did Thorbornson and Clanton both T2?
They have a very good chance, and they're considered, Thorbornson, if I said that right, is a really good player, really good college player.
Yeah.
And he played good here last year. I mean, it kind of trends here for sure. I mean, you got to make a lot of birdies. Everyone knows that when you come here. The greens are good. They're pure. To me, they're not a lot of undulation. It's a lot of subtle breaks and whatnot. So any good putter can get hot here. Those two names are huge. It might be a little sleeper pick type action there.
You look at okay, so let's talk about Ricky and Max Homa and both and Ricky was in the presser room yesterday. We heard from him, and he's one of those guys that is the big name. He hasn't been golfing, and you could tell he knows it. He's not playing his best golf. Can he find it here? Does his game fit what this place is? It's been since 2010 since he's been here. That's crazy.
15 years. And he was a sponsor exempt, I think, that year out of Oklahoma State. I think he could. One, the fairways are bigger here, right? Generally, there's a few holes that are tight, 8, 11. But, his iron game has never been terrible. I think it's just more been the driver for him, honestly. So I think he could. You can get away with it. You get in this rough, it's thick, it's healthy, it's not fun. Just listen to some of the guys. But that always helps here. I mean, being in the fairway, but that helps anywhere. So I'm just stating something very obvious. But,
but it's hard to do. It's obvious, but it's hard to do.
It is. So I think he could. It'd be great for the tournament. It'd be great for Andrew Lehman and their staff, the community. You get one of those type guys to win too. And Max Home was close, I believe.
I was going to ask.
I really think he's close.
And why is that? Kind of expand on that a little more.
Just what I'm just seen him hit some balls yesterday, and he was kind of excited about it on the range, and you just kind of get that vibe from him. Confidence is everything in golf, or in any sport, honestly. But it's not as necessarily his putting; it's just been his iron play, just a touch off, and they find one little thing and they feel it. You watch out. I've witnessed it. I've been part of things with guys that played on tour. Yeah, they find one thing and it's like, watch out, because then they don't even care if they have a 10-footer downhill. They're going to bury that right in the back of the cup with speed.
Max Homa would be okay. That'd be a nice
awesome.
little. That'd be a nice win.
And he's pretty cool, dude.
That's what I was going to ask. And
chill.
that's the thing is cool is like you get to see, a lot of interactions. You get to see the person, not just the golfer you see out on TV.
And that's what I try to find out in most people. I know they're all good golfers. All 156 of them are really good.
Yeah.
So you know that. So just trying to find out the personality. That's what I love about it more. If I get the opportunity to talk to him, like Ricky Fowler. I played with Ricky Fowler back when I lived in California a lot. So I lived in Temecula.
Hold on, you played a lot with Ricky?
Well, not a lot. Let's say a couple rounds.
Hey, that's a lot.
He wouldn't remember that probably. He was 15, 16 years old. I lived in Temecula. He grew up in Marietta. It's like Moline Rock Island, honestly. Okay. They touch each other. It's like that.
Yeah.
He lived at a driving range basically all the time, but then we randomly get paired up and just, at Temecula Creek.
How old were you?
Or I was 21, 22 years old.
Were you getting beat by this 15-year-old Ricky?
Yeah, he was really good back then too, by the way. But he still rode dirt bikes back then a little bit, and he became really, really good. But you could tell he had the swagger.
Say something to him.
I just let him be. I don't bring that up.
You'd be surprised. He probably has, and you're right. He probably has no clue.
He has no clue because he was just a kid then, and I'm, I think I'm an adult at that point. At 21,
you
22.
weren't. You're still not. You're still not. Okay. Is there anything to the Champions House? Is that a thing?
Well, apparently it is. The last 3 winners came out of there, right? I mean, it looks like a cool house to be part of too.
Right.
It's kind of secluded. 25 acres, something like that. That property's on, I believe, something like that. So, I mean, if I had an ability and I was good buddies with those guys, I'd try to sneak my way in.
Hanging in there.
Yeah.
All right. So, handicap this thing for you. I think the odds-on favorite. I had looked at it earlier. I don't think it changed too much. But Griffin.
I'm sure
Griffin's the odds-on favorite.
Yeah. Who plays good here too?
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is, when talking with Craig and TJ and those guys, it's like we can give you our picks, but it never ends up being that. But it does sometimes.
Yeah.
Like there's something to be said about like a guy. So, anyways, give me your winner first, and then we'll talk about some sleepers. But give me your winner first.
My winner, and I haven't even really thought about it yet.
Oh, you should have done that when you drove your cart out here. I was going to ask.
I couldn't.
You.
I had to talk to security to get through to this exclusive site here that we're at.
We frisked you down.
Yeah, I mean, I had to get through a ton of security. They had to make sure I knew you, all that good stuff.
Yeah, right.
Honestly, I was kind of even thinking a guy like a Siwoo Kim could win here too. That was kind of my pick, honestly.
Yeah.
I would love to see a Ricky win. I'd love to see Zach Johnson win again. I would love to see, Homa win, a Ben Griffin win, because they're a name, right? And that's huge. But
here are the updated updated odds. Ben Griffin's the odds-on favorite, plus 1,600. Jason Day's plus 2,500. And that's normal. But this is the guy that was down a ways. This next guy is the guy that was down a ways. And he's been picked by several people on this show.
Okay.
Denny McCarthy.
Guy could seriously do it. And he played good. He plays good here.
He always plays good here.
And I like Denny.
Putts really well.
I like basketball, so the guy can shoot it. He's got he can.
And guess where he's staying?
In the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so that started. So he committed officially last week. They announced it.
Yeah.
And so we had Andrew on, and Andrew and I both kind of talked about like we can see him winning the John Deere Classic someday. And Andrew can't pick him. Obviously, he just said he's had that conversation with him that he can see him. And then on the show itself, Todd Heiduk I think picked him as a sleeper. And then Claire Peterson yesterday on the show does Denny McCarthy as well. I think he's somebody that can play really well.
He can roll it for sure. And he doesn't want to be known just for that. And he talks about that all the time when they ask him because he is one of the top putters.
Yeah.
But his ball striking's been really good this year too. His number, I mean, he's moved way up in the rankings, and that could be a danger. I was thinking that, yeah.
I'm a Zach Johnson homer. I've enjoyed covering him for so many years. I've talked about on the show that my first story out here at Deere Run was the Zach Attack shirts, and that was even before.
I remember that.
Okay.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
so I mean,
sure.
and plus he's an Iowa fan, and we've gotten to know each other and all that kind of stuff. So, and I had somebody say to me the other day, like, "Hey, do you think Zach will make the cut?" And like I took that as offensive. Like, what are we suddenly talking about him making the cut? Yeah. Like, I mean, what's the streak of under par rounds? It was ridiculous. I asked Craig what it was the other day, and he said it's in the book. I said, well, I'm not reading the book right now. But anyways, I don't want to ask you if Zach could win.
Yeah.
Or if Zach can make the cut.
Oh, he's definitely.
Can Zach
he was
win?
actually playing. Yeah, he was playing good last year. Well, next week in Detroit too.
Yeah.
What he
played well at the Masters.
He still has the game. He still is a good. He's still 100 yards an inning. He's one of the better. Wedge guys around. He still can putt it. He's probably lost a little bit of the length, which hurts him a little bit. If it softens up, maybe, but Zach's still good.
He always talks really about good. That's what he watches. He watches the length of these guys and these young guys, and he's like, that's not what I'm competing against. Is how far these guys can hit the ball.
It's ridiculous how far they hit it, and they hit it so high now too. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I don't have the flexibility to do it anymore.
Okay, before I let you go, give me a sleeper. So I'm going to put you on the spot. Si Woo Kim?
Yeah, so I'll go sleeper with that one. I actually do want Denny McCarthy to.
Okay, so what's your sleeper? What's your winner?
Sleeper is Si Woo.
Okay, and winner?
Denny McCarthy.
I'm going to have the best montage on Monday morning if Denny McCarthy wins this, because I can grab video of Andrew and of Todd and of you and of me, and Claire.
Oh yeah,
it'd be a good winner.
And Claire's out there playing right now. He's probably, if he started on the back nine. So we used to just side note here. We used to play this little match.
Oh yeah,
pros versus Joes. If you knew about it, Stoddard and Claire were on a team, and Lehman and myself.
You were stuck with Andrew. Hey, he's not around.
Yeah.
Who's a better golfer, Andrew or Claire?
Oh, definitely Claire. I've seen some really bad shots from Andrew Lehman. And you should have a separate show and ask him all the stories of our matches because there's some funny ones, man.
Okay. I've started a fun little question on the show of who's tournament director-wise, who's better, Claire or Andrew? Hold on. Now, it's 4-0 Claire.
Yeah,
so I'll ask it to you. Claire Peterson, Andrew Lehman.
Well, you got to go with experience, so you got to go with Claire. Lehman's my bud.
You're sitting in his office. You're going to do him like that?
Yeah, I'm going to do him. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I wish he was sitting right over there in his chair right now, but you got to go with experience. Andrew's learning. Andrew's doing a heck of a job. I'm not going to take that away from him.
No, I think he's doing an amazing job.
Yeah, he is. And
we talked about it.
You have the GOAT, and then you have GOAT Junior, and that's.
I tell people he's 1A and 1B. Yeah, they're both fantastic. What I love about him, I talked about this on the show yesterday, is that I didn't get anything, but he took something over. And so many times in life, people just try to maintain. Yeah. And you got a fantastic thing. You got a great thing. I don't want to mess it up. I'm just going to try to maintain. Yeah. And Andrew was like, no, we're not maintaining.
I'm going to put my own on there.
Yeah, we're putting gas. We're putting the pedal to the metal, and we're rocking and rolling. I think I love that. Today out there is TJ Hawkinson.
Yep.
Riley Moss. Riley Moss is this afternoon. He tees off. I think TJ's probably out there around right now.
He's first off on first tee, right? With Marquee Group. Moss is?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's playing with Aaron
and you mentioned Claire Peterson's out there.
Thompson
so Pro-Am Day. Like if you're watching this, you're going to come out this afternoon or even this week. Like what should people look for, want to do, all those kind of things? I'll let you be the marketing guy for a second.
Yeah, Pro-Am Day. I don't know. You just go find the group that you want to be a part of. See one of the better players. You're going to get 9 holes on one side and then a different pro, and then which is awesome. Actually, I think that's cool because now these Pro-Am participants get 2 pros instead of just one.
And it's better for the pros themselves because
they have time to go practice if they need to.
And these rounds are long.
And they are.
So like if you were just doing the whole thing, like you're a pro and it's the day before the tournament and you're out here for 5 hours, 6 hours. Yep. Now you can just get in 2.5, 3 hours, do what you need to do, and then get out.
And it makes it nice for them too now with 9 holes because on Tuesday or Monday, they'll play the side that they're not playing in the Pro-Am on Wednesday. Just to take a look at the golf course.
And then also, gosh, I had one other thing for you. Oh, I got to talk to you about your boy.
Oh, yeah.
So coming up at what, 11:30?
Yeah, he's supposed to be at the first
something
tee.
like that. And this could be playing there now, but he's and Owen's his name. Golfer at Fulton.
Yep.
Made it to the state this year.
Yep.
And he recently won the John Deere Classic Junior.
Yes. Yep. In the 16 to 18-year-old division. Yeah. Yeah.
What'd he shoot?
70 the first day. So he shot 1 under the first day. Not good the second day. He shot 80 the second day.
Don't matter. Let's talk about the 70.
He started birdie, got amped up again. And this is what he did at state as well. He was leading after day one at state. Shot 70. Birdied the first 2 holes. Made a double. And then made a birdie. And then just couldn't get out of his own way. He's like, Dad, I'm so amped up.
So he started birdie on day 2?
On day 2 to get to 3 under for the tournament.
He choked like his old man.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely have done that many times.
Okay, honest question.
Yeah.
Who's the best golfer in the VanZuiden household?
He says him now.
He's not here. I'm going to try to get him on later this week.
Definitely get him on because he will say him.
But I'm asking you.
I still have experience. I can get in his head still. He has beat me a few times now. He is playing pretty good. Just the other day, he shot 29 at Fulton Country Club on the front 9. He says he choked because he shot 36 on the back. I said, well, it's not choking technically.
Yeah.
It's just, you just didn't go as low. I'm like, what if you would have shot 32, 33? He's like, well, it still equals 65. I go, exactly. It still equals 65.
Yeah.
Regardless of how you look at it. It's not choking. Choking's like just completely meltdown, shooting whatever. But
no, he's one of my favorite young people. I almost say kids.
He's a good player. He is a good player. He's got a lot of talent. He wants to play at this level, what these guys are. So he's driven, which is good. And it's kind of nice. His friends are really good at golf as well. Jacob Boss is another one on our team. And so they push each other. And then a couple of kids we had this year, Dawson Price, Zach Winkle. Like my golf team, they all bond well, and then they push each other.
Look at you getting the love in for the Fulton Steamers.
Hey, you got to. I'm a Steamer for life.
And so like there's expectations for this year too.
Yeah. We lose 2 guys. Graduated, but they're both going on to play college. One at Carl Sandburg, the other one at North Central.
That's awesome.
Which is cool. But we have 4 of them back from the state team last year. They got second. So
I love it. Well,
it's cool. So it's fun.
What'll happen this week when you come out here is you're going to see some guy working his butt off, and it's going to be Mitch. Say hi to him. See if he'll take you down fishing on 4.
Yeah,
I've never
definitely.
Go fishing on 4.
Yeah, you should. It's the bass fishing.
And we're going to try to get Owen to sneak by maybe on Thursday or Friday and talk to him because I think that's really cool. John Deere Classic Junior Champion.
Yep. So he'll get announced at 11:30, or right before the first marquee group goes off. So right before Davis Thompson and the 4 Pro Am or Am participants.
I love it. Mitch VanZuiden, appreciate you. I may bug you again later. You shouldn't have been doing this the entire time. Stotero blocked your road to stardom.
Yeah.
You'd be on CBS right now.
I probably, yeah. I'm going to agree with you on that one.
All right. We got much more to get to. You're watching Off the Air live from the John Deere Classic out here at the Stonehouse. We'll be back right after this.
Dan Pearson here of FCA. Our team is thrilled to support Off the Air with our good friend Matt Randazzo. We share the view of the power of sport when it comes to relationships, including the influence of the coach. FCA believes the coach is the most influential person in America. Matt celebrates local coaches and athletes. His content is informational, insightful, and inspirational. Our Fellowship of Christian Athlete team loves partnering with Off the Air with Matt Randazzo while we engage, equip, and empower coaches and athletes in our 23 counties. FCA, the heart and soul in sports.
View from the West, the podcast covering Illinois high school football.
It's going to be a hard-hitting game. It's going to be great football.
Weekly analysis and reaction from around the western side of the state of Illinois.
This is the game we had circled when the year started.
Follow along on YouTube and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.
It's big-time football out there tonight, and I know we can play big-time football.
View from the West. We got you covered.
Are you looking for the Quad City's best chips and salsa? There's only one dude to turn to.
Right on.
Snoop. hand-cut chips, fried fresh with that crunch you've come to love. And the most addicting salsa with delicious fresh ingredients each and every time. Pick up your chips and salsa, queso, enchiladas, and much more at the Stern Center in Rock Island. To place your order, simply call the man himself. It's Snoop at 309-314-8197 and find out for yourself what the rest of the Quad Cities already loves. Are you looking to take your next party, tailgate, or golf outing to the next level? You need Mobile Party Experience. MPX features 3 top-of-the-line party trailers equipped with all the amenities you need to party like a rock star. Smart TVs, Yeti coolers, JBL sound systems, grills, bathrooms, and much more. Mobile Party Experience is an experience like no other. Check out my-mpx.com or call 563-514-1470 and book your Mobile Party Experience today. Welcome back to Off the Air with Matt Randazzo here on a Wednesday in the Quad Cities. OTA live at the JDC. We want to thank Andrew Lehman and everyone here at the Stonehouse for basically letting us crash the place for the next couple of days. We're out here just off the second green inside of the John Deere Classic headquarters. We're actually in Andrew Lehman's office right now. It's a very nice place. I have not seen Andrew today. Saw him once yesterday. He was extremely busy, and rightfully so. We're going to catch up with him later this week as well. The Pro-Am underway right now as we speak. You can go check out TJ Hawkinson is golfing, I believe, as we speak. Claire Peterson's out there right now as well, but some of the best golfers in the entire world golfing right now. Zach Johnson goes off this afternoon. Riley Moss is golfing with, I believe, Thompson or... I can't remember who he is. Anyways, Riley Moss is out there today as well. So a lot of great action out there. There's some really good golfers. There's some pros out there. There's some interesting shots. I can tell you that for sure. But it's a fun day out here at the John Deere Classic. It is the Pro-Am out here at the JDC. So it should be a fun and entertaining and exciting week of golf out here at the John Deere Classic. And you know what? There's a lot of news always breaking when it comes to the John Deere Classic. And we always have to stay on top of the news because I'm not near the media headquarters. So we got to turn to some reliable people for those kind of things. So joining us now from the always busy media center, where all the hardworking media work, not the lazy guys that hang out at the Stonehouse, Craig DeVrieze joining me right now. How you been? Welcome to, we talked this weekend, or we talked on Monday, but like golfers are here and things are going down now. It's exciting.
Yeah, it's happening. Yeah. They're out there on the Deere Run links and, watching Claire Peterson tear it up. The throng that's following that man is like nothing you've ever seen.
It's like Tiger Woods is back in the Quad Cities.
Caitlin Clark was a piker compared to what this guy's got following him, man.
The media gets some interviews today. They bring people into the media center to chat. Yesterday, we heard from several, including Ricky Fowler. What did you take from Ricky Fowler? What did you hear? Did anything stand out when it came to the 16 minutes that he spent with the media?
It just kind of struck me how similar a conversation we had with him as we had with Jordan Spieth. Obviously, minus the success that Spieth had and the reception coming back. These are two guys who were at the top of the game and then weren't. And soon to come in here today is Max Homa, and it's the same story. And it's kind of the same story with so many players. It's just a game that comes, a game that goes. Especially at this level, you have to be at such a fine level to compete and to keep your card, be at that top echelon where the fame is made and where the tournaments are won. So I'm actually looking forward to maybe tracking down Michael Kim, who was a guy who had it for 1 minute here and really, really had it because he had the tournament record, if you recall. And there it went. It's funny. I mean, anybody who's ever played this game knows it can come from one shot to the next. Davis Thompson, defending champion, was just in here talking about a front nine at the Rocket Mortgage where he had 3 eagles and still shot 32. It's a freaking fickle game.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Craig DeVrieze joining us right now on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. You mentioned another guy I wanted to talk to you about, Max Homa. That's a guy that's been struggling, but has been one of the best in the world at times. And talking to a few people recently, and you know the game of golf, with these guys, they're so good. If they figure it out, if they figure that one thing out, like they can get rolling. Can Max Homa maybe get rolling here at the John Deere Classic this week?
Man, I watched him hit the ball yesterday, and he absolutely striped it. I looked at some other swings, and they were like, yeah, that's a little different. His was classic. I mean, you remember years ago he did the Twitter thing where he was critiquing people's swings. Yeah. If I was going to critique his swing, even me, the cynical bastard that I am, couldn't find a thing. I mean, the ball it looked great coming off his club. It sounded great coming off his club. So it's such a fine line. He changed equipment this year, and that kind of put him in a funk. You hear that a lot. You hear everybody's always tinkering with their swing. Even Tiger tinkered with the swing. And there was a point in time where he wasn't Tiger Woods. I think that was 5 minutes, but there was a point in time. It only lasted 5 minutes, So if he hits it like I saw him hit it on the range yesterday, he can contend here. I mean, he's obviously got the ability. He's always got it between the ears. But I think sometimes that's where the game goes wrong, is between the ears, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
it's amazing.
Luke Clanton was in the media center yesterday, and we talked about him on the show the other day. He's a guy that can do good things here. Finished T2 last year. A ton of talent. Did anything stand out with you? We already liked him when we talked on Monday, on that show on Monday. Did anything stand out from what he gave the media yesterday?
Just that he was a little more. I mean, he's still confident. He still obviously feels like he can come here and play because he knows he can. Last year, he came in behind Neil Shipley, who had just started his professional career. And then Luke Clanton came in, and Neil was not as confident. All of a sudden you hit that pro button. You click that box that says I'm a pro. All of a sudden, some of that confidence, some of that swagger that you carry in the college game goes away.
Yeah.
It didn't say anything that would indicate that his swagger is less, but his demeanor was amazingly, just to contrast that to last year. He came in with a ton of confidence, and justifiably so. So, it's that mental thing. You're swinging free, and then all of a sudden you're playing for dollar bills, and it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
I mean, trust me, I've missed 50-cent putts from 2 inches.
No, I get you. Craig, what stands out to you today? Obviously, it's the Pro-Am. People are going to be watching TJ Hawkinson in the morning. Claire Peterson, as you mentioned, is out there this morning hacking it up. Riley Moss, those are the kind of the fun names. Not Claire, really, but TJ Hawkinson, Riley Moss.
There's a fun name.
Yeah, he's a huge
man
name.
named Claire. You got to admit, that's fun.
Yeah, no, it's great. And so what do you look for today? And if people are thinking about coming out this afternoon that are watching right now, what kind of things can they look forward to? And what kind of things does the Pro-Am have to offer here at the John Deere Classic?
They can look forward to seeing some really crappy swings. And not from the pros, obviously.
No, it's true.
I think it's great. One thing you can learn from a Pro-Am is you get a sense of who the really good guys are. You see the guys who are just really engaging their amateur partners, the guys who are having fun with the crowd, the guys who understand that Wednesday, as much as they are here to get to do some work, get to know the golf course, get to understand the conditions in this particular week as opposed to last week or last year. you can get a sense of who the really good guys are. I mean, you'll see a Peter Malnati yucking it up with his partners, and you'll see, a Zach who is engaging with his partners as well. You'll see the guys who get it, and you'll see the guys who are kind of uber focused and in that place where it's all about me. And frankly, just as we discussed, it sometimes it's got to be all about you because it's you're one of 155 guys trying to win a $1.8 million check. So you can understand why their focus is uber, but there's those $1.8 million checks don't print themselves. They come from the sponsors and the guys that are playing in the Pro-Am. So the guys who've been here, or the guys who just inherently understand that piece of it. That's one thing you can pick up on a Pro-Am. Watching Pro-Am.
No, absolutely. I won't keep you too much longer. A couple more for you.
One thing I gotta find out what kind of year TJ Hawkinson's gonna have, because I have him on my fantasy team, and I want to figure out if I need to re-up him or if I need to go get Colston Loveland.
Go tell him that you'll trade him in for another Iowa tight end and go get Sam Laporta. I'm just saying, as a Lions fan, I think TJ used to be my guy.
Colston Loveland is the new and improved Sam Laporta. So
he's Laporta 2.0.
He's Ben Johnson's toy.
Yes.
So here we go.
Absolutely. Before I let you go, I think Thor Bornson was your pick on the show on Monday. Yeah. Has anything changed?
Oh, not really. I don't have any confidence that I picked the winner. Let's say that.
It's hard.
But I don't bet because I know I can't win.
Craig,
so
I will talk to you. I will talk to you throughout the week, and we'll be talking about names that nobody's ever heard of come Thursday and Friday. We'll be scrambling, and who is this person? Give me some information on that person. I mean, you've covered it forever. I've covered it for 25 years. Like, we sit there and we scramble on Thursday and Friday going, all right, let's get some information on Adam Schenk or whoever's the golfer that we hadn't heard of that kind of comes through. Maybe not a great example with Adam Schenk, but people like that, you got to fill yourself in on.
Yeah, I wrote about Adam Schenk and his dog Bunker several years ago, and then all of a sudden he's in the top 50 of the FedEx Cup. He's a great example of a guy who comes to the John Deere Classic and is under the radar and kind of finds his way into the spotlight because these guys are good.
Craig, when we recorded on Sunday night, I looked at the gambling odds and I even looked for Denny McCarthy, and he was down there a ways. He's now the third on the list when it comes to odds of winning the John Deere Classic. It can't just because we talked about him, did it? I mean, because Claire talked about him yesterday. Yeah, Todd, Claire, a lot of people. I still really like what Denny McCarthy can do this week.
Oh, he can roll his rock. There's no question about it. He's definitely a threat. Been on that board we've talked to him after every round for the last 2 or 3 years. So, and he's in the house. Tomorrow we'll talk about the house.
Yes, I want to. Absolutely. Most importantly, what's the media center like right now? What was food yesterday? And do you know what food is going to be today? These are the important questions.
They're giving us meal tickets for the first 3 days. So pork chop sandwiches for me, man.
Nothing wrong with that.
We just walk out to the tent there. Yeah, that's a staple, a John Deere Classic staple.
I am sitting in Andrew's office right now, and there's a lot of stuff here. What would you like me to snag for you? He's got a Caitlin Clark signed ball. He's got a Fran McCaffrey signed ball. He's got bobbleheads. He's got a couple trophies. Anything? Ernie Banks jersey. What can I get you?
Well, I just read. I'm thinking strictly about the money. I just read yesterday that what Caitlin Clark is. She's like underpaid by 100 times, according to a economic study of what she's bringing to the league. They just added 3 franchises.
Yeah.
Expansion franchises next year. And that's the Caitlin Clark effect. And she still gets 9.
There's going to be more by 2030. There's going to be more by 2030. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, steal that because that's going to be worth a lot of money.
I got you. Craig, I appreciate you stopping in. I'm going to bug you throughout the week. Love the insight. If I call and you're interviewing Davis Thompson, you did the right thing. Don't answer. So who's next? Who's next in the media
Next
center?
time I'll pick it up. I'll put you on FaceTime and you can ask those insightful questions that stay off the weed.
That's mine. I'm gonna keep that. Victor Hovland is mine, and that's on my Mount Rushmore of accomplishments that I did in the Quad Cities. So I didn't do too much.
That's way better than BJ Singh waving his index finger at you, man.
I didn't do too much, accomplish too much, but I will keep the Victor Hovland stay off the weeds. So, all right, my friend, I appreciate it. Hey, I'll buy you lunch today. How's that sound?
Oh, that sounds great.
All right, buddy. I appreciate you. Be good.
All right, man.
That is Craig DeVrieze covering the tournament for like the 800th year out here at the John Deere Classic. He's in the media center working hard. That's where all the hard-working media is. I'm hanging out here at the Stone House, having fun here on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. We got more to get to. We are at the John Deere Classic. We're live. We'll be live at the John Deere Classic for the rest of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So keep it locked right here on Off the Air. We got more to get to right after this.
The PGA Tour swings into the Quad Cities again this summer, and you don't want to miss it. The John Deere Classic brings golf, music, magic, and more to TPC Deere Run July 2nd through the 6th. Wednesday, July 2nd is Youth Day, and ages 15 and under are free all week, making it perfect for the whole family. Stick around after the golf on the weekend for the concerts on the Course Series, featuring country superstar Dierks Bentley on Saturday and Grammy Award-winning Zach Brown Band on Sunday. Come for the golf, stay for the party. Visit JohnDeereClassic.com to get your tickets before they sell out.
Are you looking to take your next party, tailgate, or golf outing to the next level? You need Mobile Party Experience. MPX features 3 top-of-the-line party trailers equipped with all the amenities you need to party like a rock star. Smart TVs, Yeti coolers, JBL sound systems, grills, bathrooms, and much more. Mobile Party Experience is an experience like no other. Check out my-mpx.com or call 563-514-1470 and book your Mobile Party Experience today. All right, be honest. Are you craving Hungry Hobo again? You know, that fresh sliced meat piled high on those amazing sandwiches, hot off the grill chicken and steak with all those delicious toppings, the biggest and best selection of baked potatoes, or simply some waffle fries dipped in cheese. Well, now that Quad City favorite is even easier to get. Download the Hungry Hobo app today. Order ahead, skip the line, and earn rewards all at the same time. There's Double Points Monday and exclusive specials as well. With 12 locations in the Quad City area, it's Hungry Hobo. Now even easier to find, but still hard to resist.
Rafferty Funeral Home, dedicated to serving families in the Quad Cities since 2007.
Hi, welcome. Here, come on in.
An experienced staff plans each service to reflect the unique life and legacy of your loved one. Rafferty Funeral Home is proud to serve our community with dignity, respect, and compassion, helping you to celebrate your traditions and lasting memories no matter your faith, culture, or budget. Rafferty Funeral Home in Moline. Call today to discuss prearrangements.
When it comes to quality, convenient pizza, Godfather's Pizza in Silvis has you covered. Featuring a beautiful dine-in area, delivery, and a carry-out window. Godfather's Pizza is that pizza you grew up with, not a convenience store. You see, at Godfather's Pizza, the dough is made fresh daily. That mozzarella cheese is shredded fresh and never frozen. And those toppings are abundantly piled high each and every time. Locally owned and operated since 2010, Godfather's is a huge supporter of local athletes right here in the Quad Cities. So come on by and check them out at 1211 Avenue of the Cities in Silvis. Order online at godfathers.com and reunite with that same delicious pizza you grew up with. Welcome back to Off the Air with Matt Randazzo here on a Wednesday in the Quad Cities, and we are live out at TPC Deere Run and the John Deere Classic. Want to thank Andrew Lehman and his fantastic staff for letting us take over basically Andrew's office. We'll be here at the Stone House today, tomorrow, and Friday. Shows out here for the rest of the week. Everything you want when it comes to the John Deere Classic. Some fun interviews lined up. We're really excited about the type of things that we got coming up this week as well. And it's just great being back out at one of the best events in the entire Quad Cities. One of the best events on the PGA Tour. Of course, today is the Pro-Am. The amateurs are teeing it up right now with the best in the world, with some of the best golfers in the entire world. So a lot of fun out there. TJ Hawkinson is out as we speak, former Iowa tight end, former Detroit Lions tight end. Unfortunately, now he's a Viking, but that's a different story. Also, Riley Moss will tee it off, former Hawkeye cornerback and Denver Bronco will tee it off this afternoon as well. So a lot of great stories, a lot of great stuff out there. So get out to the John Deere Classic, a great day to get out here, enjoy the Pro-Am here out at the John Deere Classic, and then things start for real tomorrow. Sometimes we're going to get some pairings for you coming up in just a little bit. We'll get you set up for day one, round one of the John Deere Classic coming up tomorrow right here from the TPC Deere Run. Some guests this week. We'll be chatting with Andrew Lehman sometime this week as well. Michaela Booth and what they do with Birdies for Charity is simply amazing. Birdies for Charity, a huge reason why this tournament continues to be so successful, continues to grow, continues to impact the Quad City area the way it does, and charities right here in the Quad Cities. So we'll talk with Michaela Booth coming up sometime this week as well, I believe tomorrow. I'm searching down Decker Plane. If you know Decker Plane, you know right there that's worth the price of admission. Some really good entertainment when it comes to Decker Plane as well. So hoping to catch up with Decker tomorrow. Celia Palermo, my former coworker at WQAD, now works for the PGA Tour. Back in the Quad Cities. She's working for the John Deere Classic. I believe she'll be on the 19th hole on WQAD tonight as well. So Celia Palermo, we'll chat with her this week as well. Also, TJ Deere, a Quad Cityan, is golfing with Zach Johnson. TJ's a fantastic dude. So we're going to have TJ on Friday to talk about his experience golfing in the Pro-Am with the likes of Zach Johnson as well. So that'll be fun to catch up with him. The volunteer chair this year is Aaron Tennant. We're going to snag him at one point as well. Craig DeVrieze will stop by each and every day giving us the news and notes that we need to know about as we continue to watch the actual golf itself out of the John Deere Classic. And then we're going to test some of the food out here at JDC as well. Everybody knows about Pork Chop Hill. I can remember just starting covering the event back in 2000, and John David doing stories on Pork Chop Hill. But pork chops are fantastic. Other great food out here at the John Deere Classic as well. So I feel like it's my responsibility to sample them as well. So we will do some of those things throughout the week right here on Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. Should be a fun week. We talked about it with Mitch a little bit, but when it comes to who's favored to win the John Deere Classic right now, the odds-on favorite to win the John Deere Classic, Ben Griffin at plus 1,600. So people who are wondering about golf and gambling that don't understand, if you put $100 on Ben Griffin and he won, you'd win $1,600. If you put $10, you'd win $160. So that's what plus 1,600 means. Jason Day, one of my favorites out here at the John Deere Classic. In fact, might be my favorite golfer out here at the John Deere Classic. This side is Zach Johnson. He is plus 2,500. Denny McCarthy, somebody who started down the list a little bit when it came to gambling odds for the John Deere Classic. They must be watching the show. A lot of people must be watching the show, and because we've had Claire Peterson and Todd Heiduch and Mitch VanZuiden and myself and Andrew Lehman all like what Denny McCarthy could do this week. He's plus 2,500 as well. So he's actually tied with Jason Day at plus 2,500. So both of them really good golfers, really good dudes. JT Poston next. Michael Thornbornson is after that. Siwoo Kim, Davis Thompson, Sanjay Im, Chris Kirk, so on and so forth all the way down. Michael Kim is plus 4,000. He's been playing. He had the record here until last year. He's been playing some really good golf. Intrigued by that. Luke Clanton plus 3,500. Man, that's worth $10 of my money to see a really good young golfer win. Aldrich Potgieter, who won last week in Detroit, plus 3,500. Don't love him to go back to back. Always hard to do. Ricky Fowler, we heard from him today. We talked a lot about him today. Plus 5,000 as well. So gambling odds for where this thing can go. I wonder, like, if they usually have some fun ones as well, like to make the cut and all those kind of things. I don't see them, but we'll get to them throughout the week right here on OTA. So it's been a lot of fun. Show number 1, Pro-Am Day here at the John Deere Classic, officially in the books. We want to thank our guests, Alex Stuedemann, who started here at the John Deere Classic. I got to get his official names correct, or his titles, I should say, correct. He used to be the Director of Golf Maintenance out here at the John Deere Classic. A couple years ago, he was promoted to the Director of International and TPC Agronomy. So everything you see out here, not everything, he's not involved in everything, but his crews, his staff, and he talked about how this place has grown up before his very eyes. So really good stuff from Alex Stuedemann. Go check that out. Loved having Mitch VanZuiden stop in. He's a fixture out here at TPC Deere Run. Got his insight on memories, on what it takes to put this thing together, his job out here this week, and then also talked about some of his picks as it comes to the John Deere Classic this week. And then, of course, we had Craig DeVrieze stop by, updating us on everything going on. We just got done, I believe, in the media room talking to Davis Thompson. So we'll hear from him tomorrow as well. And Zach Johnson's going to be in there. A bunch of people in the media room today as well. So we want to thank our guests. We want to thank you mostly for watching us out here at Deere Run. I want to thank the fact that I got this thing set up and put on air, which is pretty amazing. But the only reason I got to do that is some great help from some good friends. Dane Miller teaching me. I don't know if he wants to be blamed for this, but teaching me how to use this equipment and do these kind of things, and being there anytime I got a problem. So Dane Miller, my good friend Ian Jacobs, for just being a great dude. They've helped me out a ton with this, and able to actually do a show out here at the John Deere Classic is pretty cool. So we want to thank them as well. And then, of course, as always, we want to thank our fantastic sponsors who allow us to do this show each and every day. Godfather's Pizza's on there. Myself, Bailey Turner, and Tom Kakert are going to head over to Godfather's this evening for dinner after we leave the course. So fantastic pizza, real close to the course. Andy Furman is an amazing dude. So stop by Godfather's Pizza if you're leaving the course on Thursday and you want to grab dinner before you head home. Stop and get some fantastic pizza from Godfather's Pizza. If you're heading out to the course and you want to grab lunch as you're leaving, do that as well. It's real close to TPC Deere Run. So look up Godfather's Pizza, check out them as well, because really good pizza, really good people as well. But Rafferty Funeral Home, Kevin Rafferty's roaming around here as well. Maybe I'll try to find Kevin Rafferty sometime this week and get him in on the show, because that would be a ton of fun. He's been on the board. He's been a volunteer chair as well. So Rafferty Funeral Home, outstanding. Hungry Hobo, the Quad City Steam Wheelers. My guy Snoop is bringing me out chips and salsa tomorrow. He's the best in the business. And then our newest sponsor, our newest partner, Mobile Party Experience. Excited about what we're going to do with them in the future as well. I'm excited about the football season, some tailgating, some fun shows that we can put together with Mobile Party Experience. So that should all be a ton of fun as well. So we thank them. And once again, we thank you guys for watching Off the Air with Matt Randazzo. We'll be back with a brand new episode live from TPC Deere Run and the John Deere Classic headquarters. Heck, let's be honest, we're in Andrew Lehman's office and we've taken over. We'll be back tomorrow with a new episode of Off the Air with Matt Randazzo.